you will win the contents of this box.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
The contents...
Because right now, a single bill.
Inside a ball clip in the middle of the box, the likes of which are unique on the entire planet.
Now, wait a minute, Joe, we borrowed your bill.
Yeah.
And now, Laura, you wrote down the serial number. And Savannah, you signed the corner. You've been holding on to it the entire time. Is that correct? So hold that corner out, please. Now, the torn fibers of the bill are as unique as any fingerprint. And so is the serial number.
A miracle.
This is insane.
Blown away.
No, I am actually blown away. You guys, you know what's so fun about you too? You're like also a comedy routine.
You guys are clearly having fun together.
4 tons in madness. Most of this live.
So for folks who are interested in getting tickets to see you guys, what is it they should know?
You can go onto the website, chicago-magic.com.
And as a matter of fact, the run just got extended through the end of
Because
August.
it's so good.
In Chicago.
Yeah, it was originally due to run from the 6th of June till early July, but as of right now, we can announce that it's been extended by another 7 weeks. So that's kind of an unprecedented
We were watching
demand
this
for
the
tickets.
whole time. We knew we were being distressed. Is this real money?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We kind of need it with the inflation.
So we don't get to keep it? Is that what you were saying?
It's a grab and go kind of
Well, your bill came out.
Just get in there.
We should take it to the gift shop. Let's take it to the gift shop.
Guys, yes.
On edge, I let out a total shriek
You
over
screamed.
only the money dropping.
You did it.
Guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Young and Strange, Liberty and Fernando, thank you so much. And as you just heard, if you are in Chicago, definitely go check them out.
Yeah, and you should bring your $10 bills, your $20. Do you $100 bills? Do you do all the above?
Exactly.
Fun fact, Young and Strange, by the way, also going to be on this season of America's Got Talent. It premieres Tuesday, 8 Eastern, right here on NBC, streaming on Peacock. Congrats to you guys. We can't wait to see how you do.
This is why we like Magic on Saturdays.
That was so fun.
Right? That was
I'm
so
still
fun, guys.
just stunned into silence.
That's going to do it for this Saturday morning. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Have a great one.
Enjoy.
Left, right, it doesn't matter. This is what happened today.
I want to be able to form my own opinions.
This summer, rock and roll royalty spends Sunday mornings with Willie. Tomorrow, Paul McCartney.
I can sit at a piano or guitar, and there's a magic to that for me. I can't imagine stopping.
On the next Sunday Today with Willie Geist. It's a star-studded week on Today. Craig talks with the cast from Disclosure Day. And it's a Friday Night Lights reunion 20 years in the making.
Android TV users, here's how you can add KY3 to your device in just a few simple steps. Grab your remote and head to the Google Play Store under the Apps tab. Once you're there, find the search icon. Then type in KY3. You'll see the thumbnail appear. Select it. Then click on the Install button. Once it's installed, select the Play button to start the app. Now you have access to free live newscasts, First Alert weather, and our full library of local content. Stream anytime. KY3. Stay ahead of every storm with First Alert weather forecasts from the KY3 Digital Desk. Streaming for free on your smart TV or smartphone. Trust the team that delivers the most accurate forecasts in the Ozarks. Preparing your family with our First Alert weather days, giving you an advanced warning before storms strike, and showing their precise arrival times hour by hour. Be ready for what's coming our way with First Alert weather forecasts. Streaming live from the KY3 Digital Desk. Sponsored by Mr. Dent Collision Repair. Think you have the voice to make history? Join KY3 as we celebrate the spirit of America with the Star-Spangled Sing-Off. This is your chance to win an all-expenses-paid trip to Nashville, where you'll film a performance that will air across the country. Enter by clicking the link on ky3.com and uploading your solo a cappella anthem video by Sunday, May 31st. You must be 18 and live within the KY3 viewing area. The Star-Spangled Sing-Off, proudly sponsored by WorldServe International. Your stage awaits.
The Ozark Peacemakers Quilt Guild is excited to present their biennial quilt show. See hundreds of fabulous quilts and special exhibits, including Route 66 art and patriotic quilts, plus the newest Cherrywood Challenge. Participate in hands-on workshops led by famous quilters. Browse the large vendor mall. See the latest sewing and quilting machines, fabrics, kits, patterns, and more. The OPQG show is June 11th, 12th, and 13th at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds E-Plex in Springfield. Register for workshops and get complete show details at ozarkpeacemakers.com. See you at the quilt show.
KY3 for Kids is sponsored by Midwest Technical Institute.
When you see this symbol, you know you're watching television that's educational and informational. The More You Know on NBC.
Today on Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, Protecting the Wild, we're catching some of the Earth's most endangered animals. Not with cages, with cameras.
In the snowy North Cascades, we'll hunt for elusive wolverines.
I'm in suspense. I don't know about you.
I'm anticipating seeing some pictures.
Halfway around the world, researchers are using thermal drones to rescue koalas.
If we know that there are these hot spots of koalas, we can take the drones out, we can figure out where the koalas are, and we can make plans to try and save them.
And off the California coast, aerial technology is capturing the journeys of the world's most well-traveled whales.
Whoa! Right next to us. Whoa! Whoa!
From AI-powered drones to hidden traps, cutting-edge cameras are providing a conservation lens like never before.
Ask yourself this question: why is conservation so important?
For over 60 years, we've explored stories of hope from across the animal world.
Join us on new adventures for a new generation.
This is Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, Protecting the Wild. Snow-capped peaks, evergreen forests, frozen waterfalls. It's wintertime in the Cascade Mountain Range in northern Washington state. We're here to join two field biologists, Stephanie Williams and Dave Moskowitz. They study one of the most elusive animals on Earth.
We're going to go check two of our monitoring stations for wolverines by Early Winters Creek watershed here in the North Cascades.
Wolverines are found across the northern parts of America, Europe, and Asia. Vast, rugged, and remote terrains that are difficult for humans to even access, let alone for scientists to study. The range of an individual wolverine can cover hundreds of square miles. Finding just one of these carnivores is like searching for a needle in a snowy haystack.
The trail to Steph and David's Wolverine research area is up the North Cascades Highway. This road is closed in the winter due to heavy snowfall and the risk of avalanches. The best way up is by snowmobile. With skis and snowshoes, we set out on foot into the base of the watershed, hoping to spot one of these elusive creatures. Mush!
Globally, wolverine populations are stable. But here in the U.S., there are an estimated fewer than 350 remaining. Since so little is known about this solitary animal, conservation efforts are a challenge. Dave and Steph are here to change that. To learn all they can by trapping wolverines, but not with a cage, with a camera.
Oh, I see it. This is it. Steph and Dave, I found the trap.
Oh, good. Before we walk around too much, it's a good idea to look around for tracks, see if there's any scat or any sign of an animal being here recently.
Okay.
I've already seen tracks coming up through the trees here.
These tracks don't belong to wolverines. They've been made by another fur-covered winter survivor, martens. These forest specialists are best known for their exceptional climbing abilities, and although they're both members of the weasel family, martens are relatively common compared to the incredibly rare wolverine.
Looks like we've got two cameras.
The wolverine's supposed to come up on this pole and come through here, and this one's going to get a photo of it front on, its chest plays. And then this one's a vicinity camera that's just going to get any animals that come around the base of this.
Okay.
And then the little wire brushes, what are those for?
They're for snagging hairs. So as the Wolverine comes through, ideally, it leaves a little bit of its hair on the gun brushes.
DNA from collected hair samples and unique chest markings captured by the cameras allow Steph and Dave to identify individual wolverines without capturing or handling them. This non-invasive approach helps researchers understand wolverine populations, habitats, and health, providing vital data for conservation efforts.
We're not just capturing these animals if they happen to run by. There's actually something luring them to this spot. And I imagine it's this above my head, but Dave, what is this?
That's our attractant, in this case, a piece of a roadkill deer, which we collect with the help of the Washington Department of Transportation. And then we'll apply a trapper's lure as well to it, which is a long-range attractant that smells really bad to us, but really good to wolverines. Their sense of smell is hundreds of times better than ours.
The camera traps are triggered by any movement. Wolverines are primarily scavengers, and sometimes a determined wolverine will take dramatic steps to try and get the hanging bait.
We have a dozen overall throughout the North Cascades, and it takes us about a week to get through checking each one of them, which we do once a month over the course of the winter.
Oh my gosh. How long have you two been up to this project?
Year 8.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we got a wolverine at this station the first 2 years of the project, but we haven't gotten one since, so we're quite curious about why that is.
Has there been any change in weather patterns and snowfall that might relate to them not being seen the last 6 years?
Generally, the snowpack average is declining. That's the long-term trend, and that's why they're listed as a threatened species.
I see.
Because we're losing snowpack and temperatures are warming.
They're snow-adapted species that can't survive without deep snow, so they're an indicator of the functioning of this ecosystem. If they disappear, that's going to speak to whether or not there's ecosystem level changes going on as well.
Stephanie removes the memory card from the camera trap. It's time to see what we've caught.
We're just going to scroll through marten, so that matches the tracks that we saw.
I can see that marten.
Can you see him?
Yeah. Bounding through the snow.
That's right. Okay, let's see if anybody else showed up. Marten again.
Another marten. I mean, they're pretty cute, so we don't mind.
Yeah, we don't mind. We've thought about calling this the Cascades Marten Project because we get tens of thousands of images of marten and only, handfuls of wolverine. Oh, there's it. No. Can you tell?
It looks like a rabbit.
Oh, right here. Look at that. Yeah, pure white snowshoe hair. Beautiful.
Well, this is really cool. I'm slightly disappointed, but I also know that we would have been the luckiest team on Earth to actually get a wolverine.
Welcome to the club, Ray. We're all slightly disappointed, but makes the detection extra.
It's like a lifetime goal.
That's right. No detection is still data. We know that they live here. So then the question is, why aren't they showing up?
Yeah. The fact that we did not capture a single image of a wolverine demonstrates just how rare and elusive they are here in the United States.
Well, we did it.
We did it. Yeah, let's get back off the mountain before it gets dark.
Yeah, race in daylight.
Sounds good. Nice.
The good part about skiing up to the trap is now we get to ski back down.
Having too much fun.
Coming up, wildfires are reshaping Australia's forests and threatening its unique wildlife. But a dedicated team is stepping in to give koalas a fighting chance.
So you've sort of become a koala first responder.
That's a great term for it.
Next, on Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, protecting the wild.
We'll be right back to The More You Know on NBC.
Like a relentless weed, moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms can keep coming back.
Break away to what's possible with Tremfya.
The only IL-23 blocker for Crohn's and UC to offer self-administration from the start.
Tremfya can help with symptom relief as early as 4 weeks, remission at 12 weeks, 1 year, and 2 years.
Some had visible repair of their intestinal lining. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Break away with Tremfya.
backed by over 15 years of clinical research. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today.
People with high blood pressure or type 2 diabetes.
Like my mom and you, Chica. Our kidneys could be sending out an SOS.
About increased risk like heart attack or stroke.
Don't miss the signal. Ask your doctor about a simple urine test called UACR and join our mission.
On your period, sudden gushes happen. Say goodbye, gush fears. Always ultra thin. It's made with rapid dry technology that absorbs 3 times faster. Hello, cleaner, drier, fresher. Always gush ready.
Wake up! We got pain to relieve by morning. Ice, hot, lavender! Icy hot, nighttime recovery. You're so back.
Warm your heart and your toes with Bob Skippers from Skechers, featuring comfy memory foam cushioning. With every pair sold, Skechers makes a donation to help save pets in need, and we've already helped save over 1 million pets. Slip into Bob Skippers from Skechers.
Still dealing with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease symptoms despite treatment? Then you know there can be unpredictability.
Workarounds. And avoiding.
It was time to make a change.
I changed. I changed too.
A doctor recommended Rinvoq, a once-daily pill.
I got rapid symptom relief at 2 weeks. Check. Rinvoq helped visibly repair my intestinal lining. Check.
I got lasting remission, meaning few to no symptoms. Check.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin. Serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events, infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Put UC and Crohn's in check and keep them there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq. AGT, Tuesday on NBC and Peacock.
We now return to The More You Know on NBC.
In what has come to be known as the Black Summer, massive, unprecedented wildfires raged across Australia in late 2019 and early 2020. Thousands of koalas were killed, and vast amounts of critical habitat were lost. An innovative team led by Professor Grant Hamilton at the Queensland University of Technology is racing to find and rescue koalas before future wildfires strike.
We're using really high-powered drones. We're capturing the heat that comes off koalas with specialized sensors, and we're bringing that back to our computers, and we're creating AI algorithms to be able to spot them really accurately.
We hiked through a lush nearby forest, a drone whirring overhead, and then took a look at the footage.
So what we're getting here is really highly resolved thermal imagery. We can see across here some of the tips of the trees.
And it's interesting seeing, how my head is a brighter red than the rest of my body, and same with you all. That's really amazing.
So what we've got here is on the left-hand side, we have thermal video, which is showing the heat. On the right-hand side, we have our algorithm, which shows us the probability that the spots we're seeing are actually koalas. It's particularly useful for koalas because they live in trees and they're hard to see. The Black Summer bushfires a couple of years ago killed 1 billion animals in Australia. If we know that there are these hot spots of koalas, we can take the drones out, we can figure out where the koalas are, and we can make plans to try and save them.
So you've sort of become a koala first responder. You can let them know immediately whether it's a dense population and have to be relocated.
And that's a great term for it.
And you have the data now to take to people and say, here's the proof of why we need to do something.
Absolutely. In some places where, for example, they want to build houses, you could even go in and find those koalas, pick them up, take them somewhere else and give them a new home. And in other places, you might be able to say, this habitat is critical. We really shouldn't be chopping this down.
Human-caused climate change is fueling more frequent and intense wildfires worldwide. This risk to all wildlife is not going away. But inspiring projects like this one, with the latest camera technology as part of our toolkit, show we can give at-risk animals a fighting chance.
Coming up, Peter heads to California's Channel Islands and uses an eye in the sky to witness a surprising ocean mammal meetup.
No way! Oh my God!
on Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, protecting the wild.
We'll be right back to The More You Know on NBC.
Pollen in your way?
Allergies on a hike? Great. Plus, the risk of brain fog. But we've got Allegra.
Allegra delivers fast, powerful allergy relief with no brain fog due to drowsiness. Try now Allegra. It's a no-brainer.
Love saving money? Then it's time to join AARP. Just $11 per year with a 5-year term during this special offer and get a second membership free.
That's a great deal.
You'll have access to hundreds of benefits to help you save money, stay healthy, and have fun. Plus everyday discounts at top retailers, dining, and more. Just $11 per year with a 5-year term during this special offer and get a second membership for free.
Call 1-800-454-5330 or go online today.
And now here's Chris Cunahan with the Leaf Filter Gutter Report and what changing weather conditions can mean for your home. Chris?
Our patented leaf filter technology keeps your gutters clog-free year-round. No matter where you live, no matter the climate. Locally trained professionals will clean, repair, and install the Leaf Filter Gutter Protection System. Leaf Filter guarantees clog-free gutters for the life of your home. Schedule your free inspection today. Call 833-LEAF-FILTER or visit leaffilter.com.
Every great day starts with your gut. Try new Dulcolax gummies for daily gut support. These stimulant-free magnesium gummies help your gut run smoothly. New Dulcolax gummies for daily gut support.
In a world where people may miss a warning signal from their body, one woman.
Hello?
Okay, 2 women are spreading the word.
People with high blood pressure or type 2 diabetes.
Like my mom and you, Chica. Our kidneys could be sending out an SOS.
How about increased risk like heart attack or stroke?
Don't miss the signal. Ask your doctor about a simple urine test called UACR and join our mission.
I just got my fire meat! Let's play!
Snowy.
Blizzard.
Password. In today's ever-changing advertising landscape, KY3 has been an incredible partner for MSTA. They've helped us navigate everything from traditional television advertising to digital and streaming solutions. What really sets KY3 apart is their team of experts. They take the time to understand our goals and help us reach the right audience at the right time on the right platforms. KY3 makes advertising smarter, easier, and more effective. KY3 is the place to be to reach your audience.
Are you a digital marketing expert looking for a new challenge? Gray Digital Media wants to talk to you. GDM is one of the largest digital agencies in the country with a high-performing office in Springfield. GDM helps nearly 20,000 businesses achieve their dreams. Make money, grow local businesses, and enjoy all the benefits of a first-class company. Call today for an interview. Gray Digital Media. We know local. First Alert means weather aware.
Severe threat will be across the southern half of the Ozarks.
Preparing you for the risk of severe storms days in advance.
Pretty intense thunderstorms.
Showing you potential threats impacting your family's safety.
Hail bigger than golf balls.
Pinpointing the arrival time, hour by hour.
That should blow through Springfield between 10 and midnight.
It's our early warning for you before wicked weather strikes.
I need all of you folks to be in your tornado shelter.
This is how KY3 first alerts. Push alerts to your phone. KY3 is your breaking news authority.
This is an extraordinary journey. The scope of the Americas is so massive. It's Earth's supercontinent, our home.
The Americas Fun Fact Edition, Thursday on NBC.
We now return to The More You Know on NBC.
Welcome back. After eastern Pacific gray whales give birth in warm, shallow lagoons along the coast of Baja California, they migrate north, all the way to the Arctic to feed. Along the way, they pass through the Channel Islands off the California coast, which is where I first caught up with researcher Elisa Schulman-Janiger and wildlife videographer Carlos Gauna to see one leg of their journey for myself. Thousands of different animal species travel long distances to find food and breeding grounds. On land, the longest migration is made by caribou, trekking over 3,000 miles across the Arctic tundra. Many birds migrate huge distances, making annual return trips across the equator. monarch butterflies flutter an impressive 3,000 miles from Canada to Mexico. Humpback whales swim up to 10,000 miles each year. Yet among mammals, gray whales reign supreme. Without eating, they endure fierce storms, man-made obstacles, and deadly predators like orcas on an epic 14,000-mile migration. Over a 5 to 6 month feeding period, they need to eat over 70 tons of food and gain nearly 20,000 pounds of blubber to fuel the long journey.
Do you have a sense of whether the population of the migrating gray whales are the numbers increasing or decreasing?
Gray whales were up at about 27,000 around 2016. And then in late 2018 and 2019, we lost close to 50% of the population of gray whales over a few years. So we estimate population probably right now is close to 15,000. The key reason why the population crashed has to do with the availability of their food up in the Arctic.
Warmer ocean temperatures as a result of climate change have shrunk the populations of the tiny shrimp gray whales feed upon.
So now they have to go further up and look for other sources of food. So they've been staying up in the Arctic longer, and we've noticed a lot more skinny whales, unfortunately. Very few calves documented, but they've had these unusual mortality events several times before. They bounce back each time.
Well, they do bounce back.
They do bounce back. We think because of the climate changes, they may not be able to rebound up into that levels they had before. We don't think they're in danger of becoming extinct, but there is more of a struggle for them.
We motored along the dramatic Channel Islands coastline, searching for matchups, ID photos of gray whales that Elisa will post in an online database. Researchers worldwide can scan her photos, seeking matches to track individual whales' journeys. But today, it was not just gray whales that showed up.
Whoa, humpback right there.
Whoa, right there.
Whoa! Look like there's 3, maybe.
And a third one right here, passing right next to the boat, underwater.
3 whales are up. Are they humpback, humpback?
And then, from the drone, Carlos observed something he'd never seen before.
3, 2, 1. Look, there is a gray whale here.
That's a gray whale. Gray whale.
Oh, it just blew right there. Okay.
No
so we
way.
got humpbacks and grays.
Oh my gosh.
Right here.
Oh my gosh. They are in a pod. Because the gray whale's right in the middle of them. That's crazy. Very rare.
Wow. So they're interacting together, the gray whale with the humpback. It is a social interaction. This is so rare. Oh!
Look at this. Look at this, you guys. They're dancing. Oh, my goodness.
That is so interesting.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Oh, and that's a trumpet blow. That's a sound of excitement from the humpback whale. When they get excited, humpbacks are very emotional, and they express that through these trumpet blows. So the humpbacks are here to feed as they move up and down the coast. We've got thousands of humpbacks that come along our coast and feed. The gray whales are primarily migrating north. I've never seen this in over 40 years on the water. And we can get the ID of the different humpback whales by doing the underside of the fluke. So I'm trying to shoot the humpback flukes. Oh, that's a nice left side shot. So now I've got an ID for the right and left, and we can match them with researchers who have catalogs of these specific whales.
After our shoot, Elisa matched one of these humpbacks to the research database. It had been observed in El Salvador just a few months ago.
They're ignoring us. This is all just normal social behavior.
I think they're more interested in each other.
Now the tail slapping, is that communication?
They were rolling around.
Yeah.
So that could be interacting with each other, just socializing, maybe touching each other. They may be vocalizing under the water. No sign of aggression, very slow movement, checking each other out. Ah, I can't tell you how excited I am. This is so cool.
We'll be right back to The More You Know on NBC.
People with high blood pressure or type 2 diabetes.
Like my mom and you, Chica. Our kidneys could be sending out an SOS.
About increased risk like heart attack
or stroke. Don't miss the signal. Ask your doctor about a simple urine test called UACR and join our mission.
I'm happy. I'm happy to have gold. I have gold as a hedge against inflation. I know that this is the only thing that represents real money. I've had a portfolio of course, stocks, but no one ever talked about gold as part of your portfolio. To make a long story short, I end up buying gold for the first time. And boy, was I excited. What I like about owning physical gold is that I'm in control of my money. No one else has his hands on it, but I can put my hands right on it right now. If I need it right away, it's there.
If you'd like to learn more about why physical gold should be an important part of your portfolio, call to receive the complete guide to buying gold. This is important and valuable information, including facts you should know about purchasing gold, silver, platinum, or palladium. Call now and you'll also receive the Global Gold Forecast Special Report. Inside, you'll find the real issues on why you need to start owning gold today. You'll also receive a copy of the new report, Protection in the Risk Zone. U.S. Money Reserve can walk you through the 3 simple steps of transferring your existing 401k or IRA into a precious metals IRA, backed by physical gold to further protect your assets from market instability. All you have to do is call U.S. Money Reserve, America's Gold Authority, to get your free gold kit and IRA information, including the 3 simple steps for transferring your existing 401k, 403b, and traditional IRA. With more than 2 decades in business, over $3 billion in transactions, and more than 1 million clients worldwide, U.S. Money Reserve is one of the most dependable gold distributors in America.
Are you certain this is decaf? Mm-hmm. Are you 4imprint certain? Mm-hmm. I'm like lightning today.
Certainty matters. So when you need the right high-quality promotional products, printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time, that's the certainty of 4imprint. Wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team by visiting 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Just back is sore. Let's go! Ice. Hot. Ice works fast, heat makes it last. Icy Hot, you're so back.
If you have a friend who's dealing with mental health issues, you may feel like you need to butt out and mind your own business. But you might need to butt in and mind their business. Don't give them space. Give them a hand. The more you know.
We now return to The More You Know on NBC.
We've just witnessed a unique gathering of 3 friendly humpbacks and a curious gray whale. This isn't Wild Kingdom's first humpback encounter. Marlon Perkins had the privilege to dive with a humpback mom and calf 50 years ago.
There's a calf riding its mother's back, as they customarily do. What we've seen thus far, the whales are wholly unperturbed by our presence. This is very good, for it allows us to plan a whole program of underwater observations, which may well answer many questions that surface observations have failed to explain about humpback whale habits.
Back in the Channel Islands, the humpbacks departed as we continued our search for migrating gray whales. We captured ID photographs of 15. Carlos and Elisa observed hopeful signs for gray whale recovery. 13 whales stopped to feed rather than continuing immediately northward.
They're definitely feeding down there.
Yep.
You can see the mist. Look, see that dust cloud down there?
Oh, yeah.
Gray whales often will lie on their right side, and they do suction feeding and suck up a whole lot of water along with little shrimps, amphipods perhaps, that's on the bottom. This is amazing. We've got at least a dozen gray whales who have stopped here to feed. I think that this might even be like an oasis for several gray whales on migration.
Right.
2 are coming up right now. And that this might even be something that helps them survive.
Yes.
To get enough food to be able to get all the way to Alaska. Very, very exciting and very positive.
Cutting-edge cameras offer conservationists a window into the lives of the world's most elusive species and allow us to identify individuals, track migration, and monitor ecosystem health without ever disturbing the animals we seek to protect. We're entering a new era of research where technology doesn't simply observe the wild kingdom, it also gives us the vital data we need to save it.
When you see this symbol, you know you're watching television that's educational and informational. The More You Know on NBC.
Hi there, I'm Dylan Dreyer, and we're off to encounter Earth's most extraordinary animals right here on Earth Odyssey. On today's episode, we'll join some wild animals on the prowl, like this mother leopard with 2 hungry mouths to feed. And then a young stallion tries his luck on the open plains. Plus, these flamingos are too much to resist for this unlikely hunter. And later, a spectacular polar plunge in the Antarctic. Nature's wildest tests of survival just ahead on Earth Odyssey. Although they're undeniably beautiful, the leopards of the African savanna don't have it easy. Like other predators, they face competition from bigger carnivores. In our first story, we follow a mother leopard with growing cubs as she sets out on the prowl. Of all the big cats in Africa, the leopard is the smallest, which can put her at a distinct disadvantage. Leopards compete directly with the bigger felines, like the formidable lions of the savanna. While a leopard might weigh 80 to 200 pounds, a lion can weigh in at 500 pounds. And lions won't hesitate to attack a leopard in a fight over prey or to protect their cubs. That's one of the reasons the leopard is a master of stealth. This mother is shy, elusive, and secretive, especially when her cubs are involved. For the first 6 weeks of life, they've spent their time hidden away in a den. But now they've begun exploring. The growing cubs face the same dangers as their mother, but they don't have the size or the strength to defend themselves yet. On average, only 1 in 3 of her cubs will make it to adulthood. And one careless decision can put them in danger. The cubs will stay with their mom for 2 years, but the bigger they get, the more food she needs to eat and bring home. That means taking risks, like hunting in the daytime. Normally nocturnal, leopards are more likely to be spotted by rival predators in daylight. This field is too open, and the antelopes are too fast for a brazen attack. But she has a plan. Using the cover of a dry riverbed, she makes her way into the center of the herd. She needs to get close, around 5 yards from her target. She springs. But it's too late. The antelope have seen her. So she'll head home. Although relatively small, the leopard is the most widespread of all the big cats, living in habitats across Africa and Asia. In northwestern India, this mountain range sits on the edge of a great desert. Less than 8 inches of rain fall here in a whole year. And temperatures easily top 100 degrees. But here, the leopard is at the top of the food chain. This male is a versatile lone hunter, adapted to living in these arid conditions. Slightly smaller, but more muscular than his African cousins, he can go 10 days without a drop of water. But today, he needs to be fully hydrated. He last ate 7 days ago, so a hunt is overdue. His rosette camouflage is just as effective here in the dry brush as it is in the jungle. But he'll still only hit his mark 20% of the time. He sets a sight on the nilgai, the largest antelope in Asia. But nilgai can be 3 times heavier than him. He waits. His senses are on alert. But someone else is watching. It could be a rival male. But it's not a rival, it's his mate. With only small numbers of Indian leopards left in the region, it's rare to catch their social side. This pair will spend just 4 days together. With luck, in a few months, their species' story of survival will begin again with a brand new litter of cubs. Coming up, they're wild and free on the plains, but there's a steep price for admission to this herd. And it takes a running start to reach a safety in the sky. Can these beautiful birds make it in time? Plus, these little ones are ready to take their first sea cruise, but something is waiting. Find out what happens next when Earth Odyssey returns.
We'll be right back to The More You Know on NBC.
This program is sponsored by Boehringer Ingelheim.
In a world where people may miss a warning signal from their body, one woman, okay, 2 women are spreading the word.
People with high blood pressure and type 2 diabetes.
Like my mom and you, Chica.
Our kidneys could be sending out an SOS.
About increased risk like heart attack or stroke.
Don't miss the signal. Ask your doctor about a simple urine test called UACR and join our mission.
People with high blood pressure and type 2 diabetes.
Like my mom and you, Chica.
Our kidneys could be sending out an SOS.
About increased risk like heart attack or stroke.
Don't miss the signal. Ask your doctor about a simple urine test called UACR and join our mission.
To have gold coins in my possession, that hard asset is an insurance, you might say, against the paper dollar. It's not for my insurance, but it's for my daughters and the grandchildren's insurance. Whereas keeping a lot of cash in your bank account can really almost end up being nothing. You have to keep cash, but you don't have to keep everything in cash, and you don't have to put everything in the stock market, and you don't have to put it all in a bond market. You do a little bit of everything. In fact, I sleep better with gold than I do with the stock market because it's tangible. It's there.
If you've bought gold in the past or would like to learn more about why physical gold should be an important part of your portfolio, call to receive the complete guide to buying gold. This is important and valuable information, including facts you should know about purchasing gold, silver, platinum, or palladium. Call now and you'll also receive the Global Gold Forecast Special Report. Inside, you'll find the real issues on why you need to start owning gold today. You'll also receive a copy of the new report, Protection in the Risk Zone. U.S. Money Reserve can walk you through the 3 simple steps of transferring your existing 401k or IRA into a precious metals IRA, backed by physical gold to further protect your assets from market instability. All you have to do is call U.S. Money Reserve, America's gold authority, to get your free gold kit and IRA information, including the 3 simple steps for transferring your existing 401k, 403b, and traditional IRA. With more than 2 decades in business, over $3 billion in transactions, and more than 1 million clients worldwide, U.S. Money Reserve is one of the most dependable gold distributors in America.
Febreze.
Big odors, a big distraction? Try new Febreze Air Mist. With 50% more odor fighters to instantly restore just cleaned freshness. And that's huge.
What do you call that?
Dangerous.
No, nuts. Let's go.
Summer's #1 show is back with America's favorite guessing game.
Cat fight.
AGT and Password, Tuesday on NBC and Peacock.
We now return to The More You Know on NBC.
In nature's wild habitats, it's not just carnivores who are on the prowl. Grazing animals have their own determined pursuits. Once widespread on the continent, the Indian wild donkey is mostly limited to a remote salt flat. It's a sanctuary once covered by the Arabian Sea. For 9 months of the year, there's no rainfall. So these wild donkeys have evolved to survive on a diet of grasses and the toughest plants. This young male, or Jack, was forced out of his family herd once he matured. But now, the coming rainy season is telling him it's time to try his luck and join another herd. His nose never lies. A group of females is nearby. But they won't stick around for long. These incredibly fast equines can run 40 miles per hour if needed. He catches up with the herd. But he's entering another stallion's territory. The females time mating with the monsoon. That way they can give birth a year later when food is abundant in the salt flats. This is his chance. But the resident male has returned. This herd isn't big enough for both of them. He'll have to compete for a female's attention. Fights can be a brutal affair. Luckily, they're both young and strong. No permanent harm is done. But he has lost. And he'll remain a bachelor, roaming the salt flats alone for another year at least. Coming up, how did these flamingos get so pink? The answer might lie in a blue-green food. And for these little penguins, it's time to bravely take to the sea. An Antarctic expedition when Earth Odyssey returns.
We'll be right back to The More You Know on NBC.
Just back is sore. Let's go! Ice. Hot. Ice works fast, heat makes it last. Icy Hot, just so back.
With Memorial Day savings at the Home Depot, you can find all your appliance answers. I want to impress my guests. Frigidaire has features made for hosting.
Get flexible drawers that convert from fridge to freezer and oven settings that keep the party cooking. Shop Frigidaire appliances at the Home Depot.
With less burning, itching, and pain from moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, imagine being a million miles away. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. Most people saw 100% clear skin that stayed clear, even at 5 years. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Ask your doctor about Tremfya.
Every great day starts with your gut. Try new Dulcolax gummies for daily gut support. These stimulant-free magnesium gummies help your gut run smoothly. New Dulcolax gummies for daily gut support.
The America's Fun Fact Edition, Thursday at noon.
Aging Untold.
That's a hot button for me right there.
A new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
It's honest talk with real solutions. Tools the whole family can use.
Whatever problem you're trying to solve it from a place of collaboration.
Aging isn't the end. It's a new chapter.
Isn't that the goal, just to age just as well as you can?
Aging Untold.
We all have busy lives. Get ready for work, drop the kids off at school, tackle grocery shopping, and don't forget about soccer practice. There's a lot on your plate. Checking the weather often slips your mind. That's where we come in. The KY3 First Alert Weather app prepares you, so you're never caught in a storm, keeping you and your family safe with our accurate hourly forecasts on the go. You'll always know what's next. Take control of your schedule now. Download today. Sponsored by the law offices of Dr. Brad Bradshaw.
Side by side, and where we're going, the future is bright, day and night. It's been you and me, growing up together with KY3. It just keeps getting better. You and me and KY3, together through the years. You and me, growing up together with KY3. Yeah, it just keeps getting better. It's you and me and KY3, together through the years.
Let's connect today. GDMSpringfield.com.
You can feel the support. You can feel the love.
No matter how big the battle, you can always overcome it.
You did it! Being here means so much to me.
American Ninja Warrior, June 8th on NBC and Peacock.
We now return to The More You Know on NBC.
For both predator and prey, the goal each day is the same. The predators try their best to catch a decent meal, while prey try to avoid being on the menu. Sometimes the battle is won by the smallest of margins. Take a look. The Rift Valley in Africa is one of the world's great natural wonders. It stretches more than 4,000 miles in western Kenya. Volcanic hot springs on the shoreline of Lake Bogoria create waters rich with algae. For many animals, the lake is toxic and hypersaline enough to burn skin. But it's paradise for millions of lesser flamingos. These wading birds are perfectly adapted to feed on the blue-green algae. Its photosynthetic properties help turn their feathers pink and crimson. They create a breathtaking spectacle as they wade in the shallows. The birds are graceful flyers, but their long legs and necks come with a distinct disadvantage. Takeoff is slow. And they require a lengthy run to gain enough momentum. That weakness is ready to be exploited by the many predators that frequent the shoreline. The flamingo runway provides regular sport for a hungry hyena. A marabou stork also sees an opportunity. It's ready to scavenge almost anything. But the flamingos also attract hunting innovators. A baboon is also checking out the scene. These old-world monkeys are primarily fruit eaters, but baboons are fast learners. Chaos can spell trouble for a stray flamingo. Considered opportunistic hunters, baboons will also hunt in a pack. Today, the baboons join the long list of threats that the spectacular flamingos face on this unusual shore. Coming up, diving in sure looks easy, but getting back on the ice to safety isn't. A penguin polar challenge when Earth Odyssey returns.
We'll be right back to The More You Know on NBC.
You know what's all good? Zero heartburn. That's why I take Prilosec OTC. Just one pill a day blocks heartburn before it starts. Unlike my friend here popping antacids all day. Give me those. Prilosec OTC. One pill, zero heartburn. All good.
This one goes better with the walls.
This is so much easier than the home improvement store.
There's the measurement fee, delivery fee, restocking fee.
And installation.
Oh, no. That's not my department.
With Empire's Home Floor Advantage, we have clear, all-inclusive pricing. No surprises. And installation is on your schedule.
Call or visit EmpireToday.com and get the Home Floor Advantage.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
Allergies stopping your kid's game?
Keep allergies and brain fog on the bench. Yeah, thanks to Allegra.
Allegra delivers fast, powerful allergy relief with no brain fog due to drowsiness. Discover Children's Allegra. It's a no-brainer.
Warm your heart and your toes with Bob Skippers from Skechers, featuring comfy memory foam cushioning. With every pair sold, Skechers makes a donation to help save pets in need, and we've already helped save over 1 million pets. Slip into Bob Skippers from Skechers.
The little pill with a big story to tell.
Jardiance plays a role in my story, too. I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well with Jardiance. a once-daily pill that helps lower my A1C. It works 24/7 in the body to flush out some sugar.
And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death, too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine and infection between and around the anus and genitals. Both may be fatal. Severe allergic reactions, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in men and women, and low blood sugar. Stop taking and tell your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, rash, swelling, trouble breathing or swallowing. Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness, or swelling between the anus and genitals. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Jardiance is a little pill with a big story to tell. And if you ask me, it's pretty swell.
Action!
Every great day starts with your gut. Try new Dulcolax gummies for daily gut support. These stimulant-free magnesium gummies help your gut run smoothly. New Dulcolax gummies for daily gut support.
Leaf Filter is America's #1 gutter protection system.
Yeah, because it's built right.
But you didn't just take our word for it.
I didn't. I went to an install. I saw how it was built. I took it apart.
Then you know. Leaf Filter is designed to keep debris out of your gutters and water flowing. And you get a lifetime guarantee.
When it's built right, it shows. That's why it's Homes approved.
It's good to be #1.
Always.
Schedule your free gutter inspection today. Call 877-77-HOMES or visit leaffilter.com/homes.
Allergies keeping you up? Take Xyzal at night. It lasts up to 6 times longer than Benadryl, relieving allergies the entire night. So you wake refreshed for a productive next day. Be wise, old. Take Xyzal at night.
Maintaining a great mental health space takes patience.
I have a therapist, someone that I talk to just about life, not even just about basketball. Telling people how you feel is incredibly important.
I think that's the most important thing. The more you know.
We now return to The More You Know on NBC.
In Antarctica, winter has drawn to a close, and the sun is edged back above the horizon. Dozens of emperor penguin chicks have grown fat and strong, and their feathers are now waterproof. It's time for them to march to the edge of the sea ice for their very first swim. Compared to facing the Antarctic winter head-on, this one's a cinch. But down by the water's edge, there are new enemies to face. Fat little penguins are an excellent fuel source for other marine predators. Orcas patrol the ice perimeter. And there are other less visible threats. Leopard seals often coast below the shelf, waiting for penguins to drop in. Up to 7 different species of penguins hunt in Antarctic waters, and the leopard seal will eat any of them. Eventually, a group takes the plunge. They head off as fast as they can travel. Porpoising in and out of the water allows them to breathe without slowing down. When it's time to return to land, the floating sea ice prevents the rapid burst of speed they need to leave the water. And a leopard seal has been waiting. It's a high-stakes moment for the young penguins. Finally, they're safe back on the ice. For these amazing birds, it's just the beginning of their incredible lives at sea. The balance of predators and prey in a given habitat help protect wild areas and keep animal populations alive and well. I'm Dylan Dreyer. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time on Earth Odyssey.
When you see this symbol, you know you're watching television that's educational and informational. The More You Know on NBC.
Hey everyone, I'm Chanel Jones. It's time to take to the skies to discover the incredible world of birds. This is Wild Child. Coming up, how do these high-flying hunters see so clearly? And puddle jumping with emperor penguin chicks. Plus, what's so romantic about swans? We're in for a few surprises. And this colorful Australian has the gift of gab. Amazing avian stories just ahead on Wild Child. I'm here with Peter Gross, co-host of Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, Protecting the Wild. Welcome to Wild Child, Peter.
Thank you. What a pleasure to work with you,
I'm so
Chanel.
happy to have you today. So our first story features birds of prey, also called raptors.
Yes, and raptors are some of my favorite animals.
What puts raptors at risk?
Well, what really used to put raptors at risk was the use of a chemical called DDT, which is a toxin, habitat loss, and then poaching. Now, the good news is the focus is on reintroduction back to the wild. The rehabilitation of the species that were disappearing, like the California condor and bald eagles and other birds of prey, they're back where they belong, flying again free in the skies above us.
Well, on that note, raptors really do have avian superpowers. Let's begin with the most eagle-eyed of them all. It's hard not to feel a momentary thrill when we see a bird of prey soaring in the sky. Raptors, which can include eagles, falcons, owls, and more, are easy to spot. They are agile flyers with talons and hooked beaks, perfect for capturing and eating their preferred prey: birds, reptiles, fish, and mammals. All these airborne hunters have extraordinary eyesight. But the bird with the most remarkable vision of all may be the eagle. Eagles' large eyes contain millions of photoreceptors. They see with a clarity 4 to 8 times that of humans. What's more, they can adjust their focus, allowing for rapid and precise scanning. It's a bit like having binoculars for eyes, except these super scopes can focus in 2 directions, forward and sideways, at the same time. Even a wintry blast filled with ice crystals poses no problem for a golden eagle. Their inner eyelid, called a nictitating membrane, acts like a natural windscreen wiper, clearing away any stray particles. Watch it again in slow motion. That's one cool and clever adaptation. Meanwhile, these small bald eagle chicks are learning to see a brand new world. Of course, before they try hunting, they need to master a few other skills, like using their wings, managing their beaks, and landing. Bald
eagles are easily identified by their rich brown plumage, yellow beaks, and white feathery crowns. Both parents work together throughout the year to build their giant roost using a combination of sticks, grasses, and other fibers. Their nests are some of the largest in the bird world. Females can lay up to 3 eggs, which hatch after incubating for a month or so. And these eaglets are notoriously competitive. The eldest chick will dominate any siblings that emerge. At 6 weeks, the fledglings begin to test their wings. By 10 to 14 weeks, they are chicks no more. At this stage, these young raptors are able to take flight and catch their own meals. Fish is a favorite. If conditions are right, these feathery icons can fly freely for 20 to 30 years in the wild. Another remarkable raptor is the fastest animal in the world, the peregrine falcon. Built for speed, these aerodynamic wonders have long, pointed wings and merciless aerial tactics. They dive bomb their prey, usually other birds, at speeds up to 200 miles per hour. And while hurtling downwards, they can keep their superb eyes focused on their prize. In the wild, these birds of prey nest on cliffs and mountains. But making the switch to city towers of concrete and stone is fairly simple. Getting a glimpse of their babies, however, is a challenge, as they keep their nests out of sight on the ledges of towers, bridges, and skyscrapers. Cameras set up by bird watchers let us watch how their lives unfold from the very start. At 10 weeks of age, these youngsters are able to hunt for themselves. And in no time, these young peregrines will be streaking through the sky, chasing their very surprised prey. Raptors may be fierce predatory birds, but their parenting instincts are strong. These owls, which will do everything possible to help all of their chicks grow up to be superb nocturnal hunters. But during their daylight downtime, staying close together is a true avian family value. Coming up, these astonishing seabirds just might be the coolest kids in Antarctica. And we go swanning around with some real lookers. Plus, do these birds actually choose their own names? More excellent avian stories when Wild Child comes right back.
We'll be right back to The More You Know on NBC.
This program is sponsored by Boehringer Ingelheim.
In a world where people may miss a warning signal from their body, one woman, okay, 2 women are spreading the word.
People with high blood pressure or type 2 diabetes.
Like my mom and you, Chica. Our kidneys could be sending out an SOS about increased risk like heart attack or stroke.
Don't miss the signal. Ask your doctor about a simple urine test called UACR and join our mission.
People with high blood pressure or type 2 diabetes.
Like my mom and you, Chica. Our kidneys could be sending out an SOS about increased risk like heart attack or stroke.
Don't miss the signal. Ask your doctor about a simple urine test called UACR and join our mission.
Warm your heart and your toes with Bob Skippers from Skechers, featuring comfy memory foam cushioning. With every pair sold, Skechers makes a donation to help save pets in need, and we've already helped save over 1 million pets. Slip into Bob Skippers from Skechers.
With Memorial Day savings at the Home Depot, you can find all your appliance answers. I want to impress my guests. Frigidaire has features made for hosting.
Get flexible drawers that convert from fridge to freezer and oven settings that keep the party cooking. Shop Frigidaire appliances at the Home Depot.
See?
These dishes are still dirty.
You need a detergent that cleans your dishes and your filter.
Filter?
Yep, my go-to is Cascade Platinum Plus. Only these action packs have double the Dawn, breaking down food residue, even on your filter. Cascade.
An important message for Americans ages 50 to 85.
That's how it ended. I remember that.
You talked her into it.
I did. Now we all have life insurance. Well, I had no choice. She really didn't, because I told her that if she didn't get it, we were going to put you in charge of her funeral. And I know how you hate to spend money.
I bought life insurance, didn't I?
It costs pennies a day.
And that's just one reason I like Colonial Penn.
What's another?
Unlike my sisters, they don't ask about my health.
That's right. Colonial Penn doesn't ask a single medical question, and there's no physical exam. If you're over 50, you can't be turned down for guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance, no matter what your health. You can apply in minutes just by filling out a simple form. Options start at $9.95 a month, 35 cents a day. And the good news is, your rate will never change. A built-in rate lock guarantees it. Call for more information and the simple form you need to apply today.
Call 1-800-448-8071 for your free information and a free beneficiary planner. That's 1-800-448-8071. There's no risk or obligation. That number again is 1-800-448-8071. 1-800-448-8071. Call now.
Home for the victory. Let's go.
American Ninja Warrior, June 8th on NBC and Peacock.
We now return to The More You Know on NBC.
On the spectacular fringes of the Antarctic Ocean, a massive meetup is underway. Penguins only come ashore to breed, hatch, and raise their chicks. The rest of their lives are spent at sea. On these shores, there are no wolves or polar bears to threaten their mission. So king penguins will gather by the thousands. All types of penguins are social and cooperative. And females shoulder parenting duties. Their devotion to their eggs is legendary, including keeping them warm on the tops of their feet. These Gen 2 penguin chicks are out of their eggs, but not ready to leave mom and dad just yet. Before long, they'll start to huddle with other chicks while their very hungry moms hit the ocean to feed. Penguin parents are banking on safety in numbers for their offspring. It's important social training and a true complement to their lives at sea as highly efficient underwater predators. Sometimes, even a sociable penguin needs some me time. This rockhopper penguin has found a hidden freshwater source to quench its thirst. It's more typical to see penguins in a group, like these parents trying to keep up with feeding their demanding chicks. A little bob and weave sometimes helps the food land in the fuzzy chick's mouth. Meanwhile, these emperor penguin chicks are practicing their waddling and splashing skills. From their vantage point, these small obstacles might as well be icebergs. Belly flops and face plants into seawater take some getting used to. But encouraged by each other, they're headed in the right direction. Single file, in true penguin style. Coming up, some birds really inspire our imaginations. But what's so symbolic about these species? Plus, can these talkative squawkers really speak our language? Decoding avian communication when Wild Child returns.
We'll be right back to The More You Know on NBC.
With Memorial Day savings at the Home Depot, you can find all your appliance answers. I want to impress my guests. Frigidaire has features made for hosting.
Get flexible drawers that convert from fridge to freezer and oven settings that keep the party cooking. Shop Frigidaire appliances at the Home Depot.
This little light of mine has been dark for quite some time. Then I let in the light to help see more of the light inside of me.
I needed more from my antidepressant, so my doctor added Caplyta, proven to provide greater relief from depression symptoms than an antidepressant alone, building on my progress without starting over. Weight gain and reported sexual side effects were not common.
Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke. Caplyta is not approved for dementia-related psychosis. Call your doctor about new or sudden mood changes, behaviors, or suicidal thoughts right away. Antidepressants may increase these risks. Report fever, confusion, stiff muscles, which may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High cholesterol and weight gain may occur, as can high blood sugar, which may be fatal. Common side effects are sleepiness, dizziness, nausea, dry mouth, feeling tired, and diarrhea. These aren't all the side effects.
Ask your doctor about